Are you serious? Are you serious? This earthquake. Boom! I mean, this is a powerful Yellowstone. I've been telling you about this. I've been warning you guys now for what, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Yellowstone, something biblical is going on with the signs of the second coming of Christ. The super volcano at Yellowstone National Park has awoken. There's no question. This is a very rare, powerful quake. A 5.8 magnitude earthquake struck western Montana, briefly plunging a town into darkness, and powerful enough to knock down shelves, break the glass, and do other destructive damage within homes and buildings. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, it was the largest earthquake in western Montana in over 20 years, according to the USGS geophysicist Robert Sanders. It's not impossible, but it is very rare event, says Sanders. Well, they're really playing this down by using the word rare. Folks, Yellowstone it had 900 earthquakes in a 2-week period, including a 4.6 3 weeks ago. This thing's not over. Now you have a 5.8. The earthquake was felt as far away as Spokane, Washington, Boise, Idaho. I'm going to be there in a few weeks for the Signs in the Heavens. Well, we're going to be in the Signs of the Heavens conference looking at the solar eclipse. We might want to look at the signs under our feet as the earth is shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking. My mind is aching. And we're not faking, folks. We're in the last days. Matter of fact, they felt it in Spokane, Washington, Boise, Idaho, Calgary, Canada, and more than 10,000 people reported feeling the earthquake, with the people closest to the epicenter reporting a shaking as strong as an intensity would be of a level 8, capable of causing sufficient damage. Matter of fact, there's been no early reports as of now of severe damage, but there has been some minor damage throughout the area, and the reports are still coming in. It's still too early as we're trying to get our hands around this, folks. There's been a ton of aftershocks. Now, here's something else I got to throw at you. Besides this earthquake at Yellowstone, we had just before that a powerful 6.5 earthquake that, just after that, we had a 6.5 earthquake that hit in the Philippines. But let me just tell you a little bit about the Lincoln, Montana, 5.8. It was only 13.6 kilometers deep, so very shallow. That's why it really did some rumbling. And then we had a 4.9 Montana, 5.1 Japan, 3.1 Lincoln, Montana, 3.5, 3.8, 4.5. 3.9, 3.5, all in Lincoln, Montana, Yellowstone. And that super volcano is rumbling, there's no question. And 4.3 earthquake hit Santa Cruz, Chile. Then 4.4, 3.9, again, Lincoln, Montana. And then boom, I'm talking a major 6.5 earthquake has hit the Philippines, and it was only 6.5 kilometers deep. We're still waiting, as this is just happened. We're still waiting on how much damage this causes. There's no question it did cause damage. Too big, way too shallow. Then we had a 2.5 in Oklahoma, 5.2 in Vanuatu, 2.9 again in Lincoln, Montana, 4.6. Here comes the aftershocks in the Philippines. 2.7 Alaska, 3.4, 2.9, 2.5, all at the Yellowstone there, Montana and Lincoln, Montana. 2.7 Alaska, 4.5 the Solomon Islands, 3.6 Lincoln, Montana, and we just had, minutes ago, 4.7 in the Fiji Islands. So the earth is definitely shaking and quaking. The devil's back is breaking. Now, I'll be back with, I'm going to do some more research on the Philippines. Certainly, Yellowstone, there's no question. Lincoln, Montana is shaking. Lincoln, Montana is shaking. And we're going to keep a close eye on Yellowstone, super volcano, what's going on there, but also what's happening in the Philippines with this big 6.5. Both these quakes, 5.8 Lincoln, Montana, very shallow at 13.6 kilometers, and then a 6.5 mega quake there in the Philippines and only 6.5 kilometers deep. This is dangerous. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has just arrived in Germany, getting ready to meet for the G20 summit after a very powerful speech in Poland, where he stood up for Western values, he stood up for the Western allies, he stood in the face of any oppression that might, any danger could ever be even thought of coming from Russia. He proved to the Polish people the United States will be there. It was a very powerful speech, and he just showed how God has his hand on Poland. I think it was powerful. I'll be right back, folks. We're in the last days. Don't miss today's live broadcast. Starts at 12 noon Eastern. I don't know what's going to happen. We've got so much to discuss. It's happening so quickly. This will be a great show. Don't miss it. My website at paulbegleyprophecy.com. 12 noon Eastern. Are you serious? Are you serious? I'm not joking about Yellowstone. I've talked about it for the last 3-4 years. I talked about it 2 days ago, that I was very concerned because I saw some smaller quakes, 3.1, 2.7, Yellowstone in Montana. Very concerning. I brought that up during a live broadcast. I was concerned. Now, what I didn't know was that then NASA has been flying the Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy. They've been doing flyovers, mysterious flyovers, the Yellowstone area. Matter of fact, Dabo 7 has done a couple very good videos on this subject. And now we're hearing more information. Then we had the earthquake last night of 4.5, several aftershocks, which I've already discussed in my video earlier this morning. We will be talking about this afternoon. It is that critical. Now, let me just share with you from the website Strange Sounds. They are reporting this 4.5 earthquake, 5 aftershocks, this larger than 2.5, have hit Yellowstone today on this June 16th. They're reporting it while NASA is flying the world's largest airborne observatory over the supervolcano. So we're not playing. We tell you, is this thing waking up? I brought this up 2 days ago, even before the quake, even before the flyovers. Just because I've been watching earthquakes now every day for over 7 years and reporting on this YouTube channel. You guys remember when I did the 188-day earthquake cycle, where every 188th day we had a major quake that hit exactly on the 188th day, 7 times. That was back in 2012 and 13 and so on. So look, we know what we're talking about here, that there is something going on up in Yellowstone. Matter of fact, is the Yellowstone volcano awakening? Well, the mysterious flyovers by the SOFIA over to Yellowstone. Currently, NASA puts their Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy, the world's largest, most sensitive airborne observatory every day in the air. And if NASA puts this in the air, it's important, folks. They don't do this every day. And when they do, the bird of prey doesn't go hunting unless there's something to hunt. They're watching something. You can bet on that, and that's the truth. Matter of fact, this is it has a 8.2 foot diameter infrared telescope, makes it possible to make scientific observations that are impossible for even the largest and highest of Earth-based telescopes to see. Already 4 days during the sunrise and sunset, NASA has been monitoring the sun, but yesterday they turned their lenses toward Yellowstone National Park. Remember, the massive lake of molten carbon, the size of Mexico. What? That is, are you seriously telling me that's the size of this thing? And it is, and it's under Yellowstone. That's why I tell you, if this thing was to erupt, literally erupt, it is cataclysmic. for the Western Hemisphere. There would be people survive, but it would be post-apocalyptic. And they would be wandering around. This is not... So when you read the Bible talks about great earthquakes on the planet. Tremendous famines. Disease, plagues, pestilences of a biblical proportion. Chaos, confusion, sorrows, great pain. A supervolcano eruption would cause just that. Death would be beyond comprehension. So what I'm trying to share with you is if somebody's watching, if you're saved, you have none of the fear. So we're talking here, wrath of God. If you're not saved, this is the volatility of this world you live in. Very volatile, very dangerous. Perilous times even, Paul said. So we're really going to pay a close attention to this. I'll be talking about today on my live broadcast. Rabbi Stephen Ben-Nun will be my guest. We've got to talk about Russia. Did Russia kill al-Baghdadi? What about the peace agreement process has begun now? They've announced it. What's going on with the Middle East, Israel, the Palestinians? What about North Korea? All of these subjects will be discussed. Look at biblical prophecy as it relates to these issues today on the coming apocalypse. My website at www.paulbegleyprophecy.com, 12 noon Eastern. Are you serious? That's getting very serious. Give your life to Jesus Christ, okay? Start walking in the peace. Start walking in the power. Start walking in the blessing and the love of God. Lay your head on your pillow at night and know that you're in the arms of Jesus and that, everything's going to work out. He's coming. He is coming. And it's way sooner than you can ever imagine.